Welcome. My name's Nick. Let's talk about some yoga. Today, can yoga help you lose weight? Yes. If your idea of yoga involves movement, movement burns calories, ergo, yoga helps you lose weight. Is it the best choice for you? That's a bit trickier, but let's find out. So, honestly, I hesitated to make this video, but I hear this question frequently from the people I work with, and the most popular yoga videos on YouTube are yoga for weight loss, burn fat with yoga. So I thought it appropriate to sit down and have some real talk about yoga and weight loss. I know it's a sensitive topic for many people, and I want to avoid moralizing, making judgments. If you own it, that's cool. If you want to lose weight, that's also great. This is just what you should know if you're trying to lose weight and you want to make yoga a part of that process. So let's start by getting ourselves straight regarding weight loss in general. Weight loss or gain is the product of energy balance. That's CICO. Calories in, calories out. If your input is greater than your output, you gain weight. If your output is greater than your input, then you lose weight. Now, I can already hear you screaming in the comments, there's more to weight loss than CICO. It's not that simple. Genetics, the environment, the food industry, and you're right on all of those. On its own, calories in, calories out is bit of a tautology. It would be like me asking you, why do some people get richer and some people get poorer? And you tell me, well, the people getting richer are putting more money into the bank than they take out. I mean, sure, it's true, but it doesn't tell us very much about why. The same with weight loss. Calories in, calories out is true. We can't argue with physics, but as a reason, it's not very helpful. We're really interested in why some people burn more calories than they eat and other people eat more calories than they burn. If we understand that, then we can begin to see some of the ways that yoga may be able to help, and you can decide if yoga really is the best option for you. So, what are the ways that yoga can influence energy balance? Let's start with the most obvious. Yoga is movement. Therefore, yoga burns calories. Any kind of movement practice, or movement in general, is going to contribute to your daily total energy expenditure. The kind of yoga you do is going to determine how many calories that is. According to the WebMD exercise calculator, 30 minutes of vigorous power yoga for a 160-pound person burns about 250 calories. 30 minutes of a more general flow type of class burns 160, and 30 minutes of hatha yoga burns about 90. Now, honestly, I don't know what criteria WebMD uses to distinguish power yoga versus hatha yoga, so I played around a bit and I found some equivalent values. 30 minutes of power yoga burning 250 calories is about equivalent to 30 minutes of jogging at a 5-mile-an-hour pace. 30 minutes of flow yoga burning 160 calories is about equivalent to walking quickly for 30 minutes between 3.5 to 4 miles an hour. And 30 minutes of hatha yoga burning 90 calories is about equivalent to walking slowly for 30 minutes at about 2 miles an hour. Again, these were the values I found using my weight. If you want to check this for yourself or find a different activity, you can find the link to the calculator in the description. So, how effective is yoga at burning calories? It's about as effective as going for a walk or for a jog, depending on how vigorous your practice is, if you can do it. This is an important bit I want to mention. I took a look at some of the most popular yoga for weight loss, yoga cardio, yoga burn fat classes on YouTube, and I saw a lot of plank pose, a lot of downward facing dog variations, a lot of arm and shoulder work. Now, if you have strong arms and shoulders, this might not be a problem for you, but in my experience, most people's arms and shoulders are going to give out way before their heart and lungs do. How many of you have tried a yoga cardio class but had to stop not because you were out of breath, but because your arms just couldn't do any more planks with good form? As far as just straight burning calories goes, I think most people are going to have an easier time burning more calories just by going for a walk or doing another run. I know that for me, I certainly have a much easier time walking briskly for 30 minutes than doing 30 minutes of chaturanga up dog, down dog. Not to suggest that you shouldn't be challenging yourself with difficult poses. And that brings us to the next point. Another way that yoga can influence your energy balance is by increasing your metabolism. Here, I'm going to assume that by yoga, we're basically talking about calisthenic conditioning, the kind of yoga that includes planks, lunges, core work, etc. In other words, the kind of yoga that is resistance training. If you are using your muscles to move against resistance, whether that be resistance created by holding a dumbbell in your hand or by resisting your body weight against gravity, if you move against resistance, your muscles adapt by becoming stronger and bigger. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. The more you have of it, the higher your metabolism is going to be. Even when you're at rest, you'll be burning more calories if you have more muscles. So, in my mind, the real value of doing those 30 minutes of chaturanga up dog, down dog is not the direct number of calories burned, but in the gradual increase in metabolism you get from building muscle tissue over time. There are a couple of challenges to practicing yoga as resistance training, but overall, I'd say that yoga is pretty good at building muscle and increasing metabolism, especially if you're a beginner. The other major benefit to practicing yoga as resistance training is that it can be incredibly good for preparing your body to participate in other activities. Going back to walking or jogging, for example, I know some of you would love to be doing more walking or hiking or jogging, but struggle with recurring pain in your hips and your knees and your back, etc. Yoga, if you're managing the resistance appropriately and you're practicing with good form, yoga is an excellent way to rebuild the strength and stability you need to be more active in other areas of your life. If you want more tips on how to use yoga to rebuild strength and mobility, like and subscribe to this channel. And finally, I'm going to mention one more way that yoga can influence your energy balance. This has to do with the input side of the equation. Yoga ultimately is a practice of balance and mindfulness. If you adopt yoga as a lifestyle rather than just as an exercise, it's going to affect how you eat, as well as every other facet of your life. That doesn't mean you have to become a vegan. I'm not going to make any specific recommendations for what to eat, but approaching how you eat in a yogic way does mean being more mindful of how you eat and what you eat. It means paying attention to your habits around food and thinking about the quality of food you're eating. If you're trying to lose weight, often that extra bit of attention is enough to confront habits like eating out of boredom or consuming a diet that is mostly processed food, for example. The bottom line here is that if you are trying to lose weight, then adopting a yogic approach to eating can often help you feel more satiated with fewer calories. So, in summary, 3 factors are going to come into play when you're on a weight loss journey. How many calories you're burning with exercise and other activities, your metabolism, resting metabolism, how many calories you're burning generally throughout the day, and your diet, what kinds of food you're choosing to eat. Yoga can be your ally in all 3 of these, but it's not magic. Yoga is not necessarily better than any other kind of exercise. The only reasons I can think to make yoga your movement practice of choice are, number 1, you like yoga and you're more motivated to practice it, and number 2, if you're struggling to rebuild strength and mobility and other movement disciplines aren't available to you yet. Anyway, that's it for today. Like and subscribe. Share this if it was helpful. And if you want to see more episodes like this one. If you are just starting your journey and you're working on rebuilding strength and mobility, check out the 20-minute beginner sequence linked in the description. Finally, if you're not already on my mailing list and want to get these episodes and more delivered straight to your inbox, check the link below. Thank you, and until next time.